John T. Chidester, 1816, 1892. I was born in New York, and my calling in life was to be a stagecoach man. There were 17 children in my family, and I left home at an early age and joined the circus. And then I became a stagecoach driver. I received a U.S. mail contract to carry the mail from Cincinnati, Ohio to Washington, D.C. I was only 16 years old, but big for my age. As the railroad moved west, I moved south. In 1858, my stage company ran a portion of the Butterfield Overland Mail Route, and I ran the route from Memphis, Tennessee, all the way across the state to Fort Smith, Arkansas. I moved my stage company to Arkansas because there was very few railroads there. Some folks would describe me as a flamboyant, friendly sort of man who never met a stranger and was always entertaining people with my stories. The United States Post Office, congressmen, and businessmen seemed to like me. I wined and dined them. You might say I was my own lobbyist, and I received a lot of mail contracts. I bought only the very best Concord stagecoaches, which would seat 9 passengers inside and several more on top. I had a really good safety record, and I knew horses. Fact is, I wrote a book about the care and treatment of horses. In 1863, for $10,000 in gold, I bought the Peter McCollum house and the 6 acres surrounding it. This then became the John T. Chidester Stagecoach Headquarters. I built a big barn out where the Pepsi-Cola plant is now located, and there I had a veterinarian, a harness maker, a wagon maker, and stagecoach repair people employed there. I also had the same operation in Little Rock, located on Scott Street. I traveled constantly to Washington, D.C., Little Rock, and wherever my stagecoaches ran. I was a family man with a loving wife and 7 beautiful children, so I spent as much time as possible in Camden. This house in this town was a safe place to raise a family. In 1878, my partner John Adams and I received the last big mail contract to carry the mail from Fort Worth, Texas to Fort Yuma, Arizona, 1,561 miles. The name of our company was the Texas and Pacific Overland Mail Company. My 3 oldest sons, Will, John, and Frank, moved out to Texas for 2 years, and I employed my boys to be superintendent of the stage route. Our stagecoaches were held up by outlaws, horses were stolen by thieves, and we endured floods and heat. Fort Worth was a wild sort of town back then, and my boys had the adventures of a lifetime. The railroad came in and took all my business, so I retired and moved back to Camden full time and spent the last 12 years of my life in this house. Thank you for coming and hearing my story.